Listen here, girl. I know you think it's a game, but it is absolutely not. Okay, this is the energy supplement from Just Move Supplements. That's right. It's damn near all gone, girl, and that's because I had to get that energy up so I can complete the workout, so I can give y'all this body, this transformation, get into it, okay? And I'm done working out now, so that's why we're moving on to the protein shakes. Oh yes, it's already in there, girl. It's already made right here. This is the mixture of the banana pudding, the chocolate cake, and the buttercream cupcake. And you really want to be fancy, you can go ahead and add that blueberry muffin if that's what you want to do, girl. But for me, it's these three right here, okay? You put that with some almond milk, you mix it all up in honey, okay? Your muscles have gained life, new energy, agility. Get into it, okay? Just Move Supplements. Thank you very much. Hold up, Chief. Okay, don't forget about that TLC NutriBurst to get that multivitamin problem, because we all need a little extra. And child, if you want that sea moss that go down smooth, don't come up rough, okay? Get into the TLC Nautica sea moss. Yes, get that from me. And child, if your stomach hurt and you need to move some things around so you can be free, okay, go ahead and get that ISO tea down below in the description box. Get it all from me. Come on in, come on in, come on in, not come on in, not come. Sorry, y'all know I'm weird, whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Yes, indeed. I'm back in this bitch. What's going on, everybody? Okay, I'm in here in a sports bra and I'm showing off. What's going on, y'all? I hope y'all had a chance to check out the panel last night. Okay, you think you grown, a discussion, all right, which was centered around a documentary created by Chanel Dupree. Shout out to Chanel, Dr. Nikki, Brittany, aka Miko, also Amethyst, who tried to come on and give us her story. Child, we gonna start having a little forum, where y'all come on and express what y'all need to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Based on whatever the topic is, we gonna start doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that was very much needed. We had like 200 people in the room, which y'all know is so much different from the messy shit. But essentially, those are the things I find more meaningful. And so, however it happens, however it gets to whoever it gets to, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's more important. So, like, at the end of the day, sometimes some of this shit don't really matter. The things that we as YouTubers obsess about don't even really matter at the end of the day, because what's most important is that it gets to who it needs to get to. That's how I feel about it. You know what I mean? But with that being said, we got some fucking mess to get into anyway. All right, that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. First of all, before we get into it, y'all, I have become obsessed with Leia. I'm in the moon. Listen, I've become obsessed. Okay? Listen, she's independent. It's 99 cents. I love it. I love all of it. Like, I don't know if y'all know who Leia is. She's a, an artist. And she has this song called I Ain't Sad About It. Okay. Ain't sad about it. I seem like a baby knowing I miss your call. Listen, it's everything. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait for that full form video to come out. But either way, that made me go listen to her Hello and her Bet That EPs. Girl. You let it all the way through. Like, the album rides all the way through. Okay. So shout out to her. I don't know if y'all on her like that, but y'all need to get on her, because like girl, it's not often, you just you just hop on and it's like, well, wait a goddamn minute, where have I been? Okay, get into it. Thank you, sweetheart. And as y'all saw the commercial right before we came on here with my Just Move energy rush, okay, because I'm finna go back to the gym. You know what I'm saying? And get it in. I'm trying to get back on my schedule. I ain't been on my schedule. Okay.
Child, people be hating on me so hard. It's funny. It's like, I don't even know what you hating on me for, bitch. I'm just doing the best I can. You know what I'm saying? Like, just out here sprinkling, sprinkling my little magic on the shit. That's all I can do, baby. That's all I'm trying to do. Why y'all be coming for me so hard? It's sad. But y'all should get into that Just Move supplements, okay, girl? Because it definitely helps, okay? It definitely helps. I had a protein shake yesterday, bitch. Had me where I needed to be because I was sore. But anyway, look, my lips tingling right now. The topic, shall we? It's 366 of y'all in here. Make sure y'all like this video. Make sure y'all like this live. This is live work, okay? Everybody think it's so easy to get up here and do live shows like this. It's not. I'm just good at it. So, we're going to talk about Scrappy. Girl. Chaotic is hilarious, y'all. Chaotic is hilarious. Okay? Yes, everything has caffeine in it. Be careful. Kim Porter. We're going to talk about Kim Porter. Phaedra. We're going to start with Phaedra. Oh, yeah. Y'all know we're going to have to start with Miss Phaedra and what's going on over there. And I just, it's going to make me recall something I said a while back. I love when I say something because I'm like, something ain't right. And I say something, niggas be like, Bondy. That's how they treat me, when I say some shit. And then as time goes on and things reveal themselves, it becomes more clear. So we're going to talk about Phaedra. Quavo. Since Santana has come out of disappearing. Y'all, I have not seen Since Santana in I don't know how long, and she didn't popped out pregnant. So we're going to go look at the video and see what she said because I didn't watch the whole thing. Okay? Kevin Hart. Y'all, R.I.P. to Erica Ashe, who played Bridget, Kevin Hart's ex-wife on House Husbands of Hollywood. And then the light. You guys, I decided to start rewatching it because I just wanted to see Erica Ashe. Like, I'm really hurt. You know what I'm saying? I was looking forward to In Contempt coming back. So, like, I'm like, on Instagram yesterday and seeing that she passed away at 46 years old. And from what I understand, cancer. Y'all, broke my heart. And I don't even like to talk about RIPs on my channel. I really don't. In general, just to not have things be low in energy like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that should be sad. I don't even want to talk about sad shit. But it made me want to go back and watch House Husbands of Hollywood to see Erica Ashe. And then what starts to happen as I watch the first couple of episodes of the second season is I realize how much of the show is accurate in a way that I don't think we really realized at the time, which is normally how these things happen. When you go back and watch it and see the relationship between Tisha Campbell and Dwayne Martin. Girl, writings on the wall. Okay, writings on the wall. Got to be the writings on the wall. It was all there all along, the writings on the wall. Listen, shake. Okay, Kevin being a little asshole that would fuck over his friends and associates simply for his little bitty ego. Y'all. Then we see what happened with JT Jackson. Y'all, that shit, bruh. It's giving Simpsons. The shit is low-key giving Simpsons. Girl, I gotta go back and watch it some more so I can see what else came to fruition from what was on the Real House Husbands of Hollywood. In the life. Hollywood. Tory Lanez. We still talking about this. We still talking about him shooting Megan Thee Stallion. People still think that this did not happen. And it's all a scheme that Todd set up. And at the end of the day, I feel like, no, it's exactly what we think it is. We'll get into that. Swae Lee and Amanda Seales have some very negative comments to make about Kamala Harris. So we'll get into that. And then we'll get into, some more Kamala Harris news. We'll talk about that right after Phaedra. So with that being said, I need y'all to do me a favor. and like my video, especially if you gonna hate on me later. Like my video now. Thank you. Okay. Wait. Y'all, what happened to my this is not the layout that I wanted. Oh my God. Hold up. It's not what I wanted. Hold up. Trying to fix it, Jesus. Fix it. Fix it, Lord. It won't be fixed. Ugh. Who said I wanted two people? This is ridiculous. I'm sorry, y'all. It's just when shit don't want to act how it's supposed to act on stream, y'all. That's really all it is. Like I don't want to look like this. This is not what I want for myself. Okay. And it just, it won't let me do what I'm trying to do. It's real disrespectful right now. So we just gonna leave me little bitty then, bitch. Like that's how we gonna do this. This will work. God damn it. Listen, I just needed to be a little bit bigger. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But I'll take it until I figure out why stream y'all won't let me fix the dimensions of this the way they normally are. Y'all know I had to change my stuff because of the panel last night. They only allow you so many edited layouts. But let's get into it, y'all. Phaedra. Now, do y'all remember when I told y'all that I didn't like the fact that, and I didn't say anything when Candy did it. It was when Kenya decided to post Portia on her page that I felt, girl, no, don't do it. Something's wrong. You can't trust her. You can't trust her. Don't post her on your main page, girl. Post her in your stories. Don't post her on your main page, girl. It's just me being Instagram petty, but it's reflecting how I feel. They should not be doing anything extra for Portia because Portia cannot be trusted. I said that to y'all. I said that. Then Kenya has this back and forth, and now she not on the show no more. And what that fosters is an environment where motherfucking Phaedra can come back to Real Housewives of Atlanta with a peach. Mm-hmm. And it feels as though the only reason Phaedra was actually able to come out and be a full-blown peach holder is because Candy and Kenya are no longer there. I feel like on some level, Kenya might have also been a deciding factor in Phaedra not coming back, even though everybody always put it on Candy. And I don't know. I don't know. I could be wrong. They could have been already talking about bringing Phaedra on as a full-blown peach holder. But for some reason, I feel like if Kenya was still there, she would have been a friend of. Okay? On some level. I could be wrong, though, y'all. I'm open to being wrong about this. But I do feel like there's some type of connection. We do know that Portia said herself that she was trying to get Phaedra back on the show. And now here she is. Dun, 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 dun. Wank, wank. Stepping off a plane in a blonde wig. Looking like a get it girl. Looking like Auntie City Girl. Okay? That's what it's giving. But that's what y'all need. I told y'all Phaedra need to do a different type of show. A show where she can help the city girls class they coochie up. Okay? Bitch, alliteration. Class that coochie up. That's what needs to happen. Okay? And I feel like Phaedra is the one to do it. Because I'm sorry, Phaedra, ain't nothing wrong with it, y'all. Everybody, listen. Girl, a little bit of hoochie. A little bit of hoochie. So class up that coochie. I'm here for it. It needs to happen. Woo! Listen. Listen, and now time for Coochie Class 101. Let's get it right, ladies. First things first. Do you know how to cleanse that coochie? What products do you use? Do you use a towel? Do you use your hands? Do you wash your hands? Do you use wet wipes? What brand? You know, you go through the list of things and you give them the coochie class, okay? Front to back, because some of you hoes mamas didn't teach you that. And you circle the bowl. Shout out to Cardi B, okay? Lessons learned on Instagram. Circle the bowl. Okay? Auntie City Girl Phaedra is here to make sure all the young girls are classing up that coochie. Okay? Listen to me. Peacock presents clean coochie laws. Yo, somebody get Phaedra in here and tell her, rewind this shit. We're giving you more ideas, bitch. Okay? We're giving you more ideas. Because we need you to do more than come back to Real Housewives of Atlanta with a whole bunch of and fix it, Jesus. And listen, well, that may be how you handle things. But that's not how I'll handle mine. Okay, listen, because y'all know she cute for a little quick. Is that what you do? Oh, her little flat booty. Little flat booties matter. Flat booty. We want the booty to be up a little bit. What's going on with her little flat booty? Like, that's all we gonna get. That's all we gonna get from Classy Coochie Phaedra. I cannot. But I do feel like it's a scheme that Todd set up to come to us with the bullshit for this here to have occurred so quickly after Kenya's alleged dismissal or whatever the fuck. Because we still don't know what happened. Okay? That's all this statement basically gonna say. She coming back. Kenya said that she, wasn't being kicked off the show, but at the same time, child, we don't know what the hell going on. That's what they said. That's what they said. I just know Phaedra don't give. But the funny part about it is, y'all, Phaedra may have been running from having to give because Married to Medicine was not playing those games with her this second time around, baby. Apparently, Married to Medicine was about to bring Miss Shireen, Apollo's new wife, onto the show. And y'all know Shireen has been trying to get on the same reality show at the same damn time as Phaedra since she decided to sink her nails into Apollo's back. Okay? Listen. And he sank his teeth into her coochie. So please don't, please don't confuse this. Okay. She saw him out. He saw her out. Okay. Really, she saw him out. He saw a lick. He got one. That's how I see it. Okay. Sadness. Men love a woman that's willing to, to made mattress and mule for them just because they pretty and they was in jail. Are you serious? That's the perfect breeding ground to make this bitch feel bad about herself so I can make myself feel better. What? Bitch, you willing to do all of that? Move you and your baby across the country just to be in the same place I am while I'm in prison? Girl, what? I'm going to fuck your self-esteem up when I get out of here, girl. Ooh. So yeah, neighbors, earlier today, this is yesterday, okay, on Monday, news broke that Phaedra Parks will finally be returning to Real Housewives of Atlanta for season 16 after being booted from the show after season 9. Many fans couldn't help but wonder what that meant for Phaedra's role on the Bravo show she's currently on, Married to Medicine. Well, let's just say this past season that just finished filming will be her last. According to my source, someone brought Phaedra's ex-husband Apollo and his new wife Shireen on the show and things quickly went left. Shireen apparently went off on Phaedra and read her down to the point that Faye went off on production and threw up the deuces. I quit, bitch. I was told she finished off all her obligations with the network Married to Medicine producers as far as green screen interviews to successfully make the transition back over to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Phaedra's Married to Medicine co-star Toya Bush, wished her well on her Real Housewives of Atlanta news, saying, "Congrats, pray you're happy." Mad Beefs is reporting that Dr. Heavenly is the person who invited Paulo. Of course. Of course. Dr. Heavenly is the person who invited Apollo and his wife to the cast trip. Phaedra had a huge argument with a lot of people and left the trip and the rest of the show's filming. That is the rumor. Girl, they is messy over there. They say you not about to come and get a check off our bag, girl. You about to come do some work. You ain't about to just come hemming and hawing over here on Married to Medicine, ma'am. No, you're going to work. You're going to work, and you have unresolved storylines. And if we can't get candy popping over here, then we going to get this Apollo situation going. Because, you know, they have been trying to get her and Apollo in the same room since the last season. And now we didn't got Shireen on here. And girl, I'm very interested to know what Shireen could possibly be reading Phaedra down about. Like, what do you have to read Phaedra down about, ma'am? I'm confused. I'm confused. What do you have to read her about? I'm sorry. Like, I just don't understand. I don't understand. They're not together anymore. That lady, see, this is what y'all need to understand. When you Phaedra and you leave the nigga and anything else he have happening after that, you ain't got to deal with him. When you Melody and you leave the nigga and anything he had happening after that, you ain't got to deal with. That's how that works. But when you stay with a man, you got to deal with what he got to deal with. Rashida. Oh, y'all, Rashida is over there driving me. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, come on tonight. And Rashida is in the preview to next week's episode. Just, ugh. And I'm going to say, like, I'm reviewing it in members only, right? Love and Hip Hop Atlanta is being reviewed in my members only. Okay, just so y'all know. So, you know, if you want to be a member of my channel, YouTube, Patreon, BondyBlueShow.com, that's how you would see that, right? But girl, Rashida is on, like, you know, on a show telling Jasmine it's never going to be how you want it to be. And I know what that really means. Shout out to Scotty. Okay, listen, I know what that really means, right? What that means is because you decided to on my married husband and have the baby, you're not going to get help with your baby because you decided to get pregnant by a married man. That is what's in Rashida's mind. And I understand a lot of y'all are immature enough to think that that's cool. But I feel like if you're going to forgive the main culprit, which is your husband, that knowingly went and got the girl pregnant, to me, you had sex with her more than one time. You had sex with her enough to stop wearing a condom. You had sex enough with her to stop wearing a condom. Most men, if they're out here having casual sex with random girls, they will usually wear a condom. The one who they continuously have sex with, they eventually stop using condoms with her because they feel like on some level she belongs to them. So now they can have raw sex with her. And so that's how she gets pregnant. He made a decision to go and have sex with a random girl repeatedly and then have a baby with her. He decided to do that just as she decided to keep a baby by your married husband. They both made a decision, Rashida, and you wasn't included in that decision nowhere. And you have every right to be upset about that. But the child in question also had no decision in any of this ass family situation. The poor baby whose mama apparently can't do as much because she doesn't have help because y'all feel like the daddy shouldn't have to help because he sends a check and because he's married. I'm sorry, y'all. That's one of them things that me and the old school hoes gonna have to agree on. Because see, when I was coming up, men used to bring babies that did not belong to their wives' home all the time. The difference is if the woman decided to stay with the man, she also played her part with the child and dealing with the baby mama, because that's the role you play as his wife in y'all's family dynamic anyway. As the mother, you are usually responsible for making sure that your husband is doing what he needs to do with the kids. So, as his wife, choosing to stay with him, you may not have to like Jasmine, but this idea that you can consistently punish her, therefore punishing KEenan by telling her that because you fucked my married husband and got pregnant, bitch, you don't deserve help and it's not going to be how you want it to be, ma'am. And you really be saying that shit out loud like that's right or something. That's not right. And then I also don't like the fact that you're always doing all the talking. If it's really you not having anything to do with it, Rashida, shut the fuck up and let Kirk talk. Let him and haw and double talk until he gets it the fuck out. But let him speak for himself instead of you always taking all of the blows on social media for coming off like the bitter ass wife that stayed with the stupid nigga, but now wants to make the baby pay for it by making it hard, or just not encouraging him to do what he's supposed to do by that child because you mad about how the child got here. I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan of that way of thinking, y'all. I'm not. At the end of the day, if you love the nigga, figure out a way to do what you got to do for them damn children, because y'all don't realize how neglecting those kids will eventually catch up with everybody. When little KEenan grows up and becomes extremely fucking angry when he sees how y'all have decided to say fuck him over shit that really don't have nothing to do with him, he might cause some real issues in y'all family. I'm just saying, when these kids become adults and they see how you handled them and how you felt about them, even though they just kids in this situation, they may come for everything you got. Let Kirk fucking ass die. And y'all don't have, that paperwork exactly right to include him to get, equal. If he decided to have anger in him about that shit, you don't know how that shit might show up. That's why I think it behooves people to sometimes just put their bullshit aside for the children. Just for the children. You don't have to like that bitch. You can curse out every time you see it. Yeah, leave the baby on the porch, bitch. Come on, KEenan, baby. So raggedy ass mom. Your mama. Listen. I don't know. I just don't like how I don't like the self-righteousness. Like she feels like she's right in which she's expressing. And it's like, no, bitch. No, bitch. No, Rashida. No, baby. But let's move on to more love and hip hop shit. I had to get that shit off my chest. I saw that clip this morning. Like, it was crazy to me the way they was really up there the last episode, like talking to look, y'all, DFAX hit us up. DFAX says she not doing. It's almost like they was getting joy in being able to say that she not taking care of that baby the way she's supposed to be, because DFAX is saying she not dropping the baby off on time. And I'm like, well, isn't that where the other parent would step in and provide aid? And Rashida sitting up there talking about she has to ask for, girl, what? What? Y'all are basically both, I believe, weaponizing incompetence when it comes to that kid. That's what I think y'all are doing. Weaponize incompetence. Act as if you have no real obligation or responsibility in what's happening with the child just because you sent a check and your husband cheated on you and got this girl pregnant. So that means you have no responsibility to that child except to send a check. Girl, okay. Girl, listen, I'm sorry. Spiritually, I feel like that's just bad juju on some level for me to handle that like that. It's just, That's just real bad energy, y'all. This is another bad energy situation, y'all. Let's take a listen. First of all, I want to say that this girl is working on my nerves. This girl right here who about to start talking to y'all, bitch, why is you having us put fingers down? Girl, ain't nobody about to have an exact story like this. Ain't nobody about to have all these fingers to put down with you in this very specific situation. Why you couldn't just run it like boom? So I fuck with Scrappy, right? Why you couldn't just run it like a regular person? I can't stand the way y'all TikTok everything. Now y'all so weird. Just talk.
Put a finger down.
Matter of fact, listen, I just wanted to come here so y'all can see the other girl that he allegedly got pregnant. Okay. Now she say she the main. The girl down here say she the pregnant one. Okay. The one with the black top on, she pregnant. Apparently. Okay. Now I'm gonna go to the main girl. Okay, Naya Ray. That's her name. She putting Scrappy on blast. Continue.
Put a finger down if you were on a Now That's TV show and you won the show and you and the guy who you won the show with decided that y'all were going to see where things went.
Do you see how stupid this is? Do you see how stupid? Put a finger down. Girl, if you went to Jamaica on April 18, 2001 at 5 p.m. and stepped into the sunlight at 30 degrees Fahrenheit, girl, what the fuck? Ain't nobody gonna have this specific. Girl, we can't play this game with you.
Date and potentially get serious. Put another finger down if you were at his house one day and decided that you wanted to invite your friend over so we can all get lit. And he tells you to have her Uber to a gas station and you pick her up from the gas station just so she doesn't have his physical address.
So basically what she just said is she was on the Now That's TV reality show with Scrappy and Chaotic. She won the show. Her and her homegirl won the show. Her and Scrappy said they were going to see where the relationship went. She said that she wanted to call her homegirl over to his house. He wanted to have a threesome with them. I don't know who wanted it first. Either way, the threesome is now being agreed upon. He had the girl dropped off at a gas station because he didn't want her to have his physical address. I guess, you think a person can't pay attention to street signs and numbers on houses, I guess. I don't know. But either way, I guess he thought she wasn't smart enough to look around at the street and then at the number on the side of the houses and figure out the address. But either way, they have the threesome. Boom. Okay. And this is where it happens. Okay.
Put another finger down if y'all were vibing, turning up, getting lit, and y'all all mutually.
She's saying way too many words like bitch, vibing, turning up, getting lit. All those things be the same thing.
Decide to have a threesome. And then a month later, after having that threesome that you brought your friend into, she calls and tell you that she's pregnant. And
so here's the thing, girl. Here's the thing. So y'all don't even know young Merlot like that. And y'all had unprotected sex with him in a threesome. He nutted in that girl. And she got pregnant. And now you coming to us. And we just trying to understand, what did you think was going to happen if y'all had unprotected sex with him? Girl, you supposed to pull out condoms. But y'all wanted to be out here. Did y'all make an OnlyFans video? Because, people want to do porn in their mind, right? They want to do porn in their mind. So when they do that, they got to be looking like how the porn look. You know what I'm saying? And when you do it like that, there ain't no rubbers involved. And that's just sad.
By the guy that you're talking to. Put another finger down if now he's gaslighting you into thinking that it's your fault and you're the cause of this and you need to now handle the situation and talk your friend out of having a baby that he does not want.
Girl, he pimping you. He's sending you to tell her to have an ababa. Girl, that's absolutely given. He pimping you. And you actually went and did it. She talking about it like all of this is crazy because she's like, he's gaslighting you. And it's like, but you went and did it. Chaotic is a mess.
Now put another finger down if after having a conversation with her, she decides that she's keeping the baby for sure and there's no talking her out of it. Put a finger down.
Okay. There is no talking her out of it. Okay. Let me see. Did she do more? Let me see. Let me go to her page and see if she did any more. No, it's just this one. Okay. 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 Why she look different colors depending on what video and what picture we looking at? I don't know. That's a cute picture. She cute right there. I feel like she be, I don't know, like, is this the girl? Is that the girl? No, that's not the girl. That's another friend. Okay. Well, here's my thing. Here's my thing, girl. What are we getting upset about? Are we upset? Like, are you telling us this because you're upset? We just wanted to know where the fifth baby was coming from because Chaotic told us that Scrappy got 5 kids. And we, 1, 2, 3, 4, we know he had 4. We know about 4, but we was like, who the fuck got 5 kids? And we found out that Erica was just joking in the trailer on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. She's not really pregnant. We know Diamond's pregnant, but she's engaged to the boxer. So, oh my God, we hope she's pregnant for the boxer, right? And then now we find out, oh no, it's one of the girls from the show. Not even the one that he was supposed to be dating, but another one. Either way, girl, popping on the dick. Now she got a fucking baby. Popping on the dick. Now she got a fucking baby. I don't have a problem when women keep their babies. I don't have a problem when women keep their babies because for me, I feel like that's up to that woman. That's up to that woman. People be wanting their kids, y'all. People be really wanting their children. And women want to have babies, y'all. Like, I do feel like it may not matter sometimes how the baby gets here because people want their kids, y'all. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do the thing where I take it out. I want it. I'm going to keep it. But here's the thing. Chaotic and all of the other baby mamas were letting you know that he is barely keeping his head above water. He been sleeping in cars and shit. The nigga recently got a residence and we don't know how long he gonna keep that because he was on a television show making money for 12 years and really did nothing to solidify himself as a man as far as, money is concerned. You don't have any property. You didn't, go buy something that will help you continue to make money. Like there's no way I would have been on Love and Hip Hop and not have turned that into a store, a lounge, something that would make money for me even outside of the show. Like it's crazy that he has not figured that out yet. And it's because he's lazy. And so to me, I feel like a man that has all of that at his fingertips and still does nothing to create a real foundation for himself, even with all of those children, and continues to have those children, it just kind of showcases he doesn't know what he's doing. He's just getting pregnant and he thinks of, I guess sometimes emotionally being there, throwing money every night. He thinks that's enough, but it's really about building something for yourself and for your kids. It doesn't make sense to me for a person to have 5 children and be building nothing for them to have. Like, that's just my opinion. You can do whatever you want to do, but especially with all that he's been given, it feels as if he's just kind of constantly letting shit go through his fingers like water. Like, where are the investments? And then you're around people that are doing it. So the fact that you have not jumped on the bandwagon and followed suit with a lot of the other people on the show that have figured out ways to get money outside of the show, like, what the fuck? Like, your baby mama's figured out ways to get money and capitalize off the show, and you didn't. All you feel like you need to do is make a song here that that's not really gonna make you no money right now because it's so hard to really, get a hit these days, depending on, what's going on. People finicky as fuck. So yeah, I feel like that girl getting pregnant by Scrappy is not, I hope she don't think it's a flex. I hope she don't think he gonna help. He might come over there and bounce it on his knee and then go on about his way. But girl, you just added another stressor on top of the 2 other stressors that he has with Erica and Bambi. Because just because he and Erica were getting along for 5 minutes, just because he and Bambi was getting along for 2 seconds, it does not mean that's how the relationship is going to stay. At some point, they are going to need something. He's not going to be able to provide it, whatever the fuck, however it happens. But it's always a roller coaster with him and them individually. Individually, he has roller coasters with both of those women. So to me, I feel like you adding yourself onto that. I don't know how he's going to fare with another baby to take care of. Because let's not forget that all of Bam kids, all 3 of Bambi's children that they have together are under the age of 6, I believe. So I hope you got a sister that's going to help you raise that baby, girl. Because, that's normally how the girls be. The girl, and that's fine. That's fine. Keep your baby, but just don't have no false pretense. Don't have no false pretense about what to expect, because it's been out there for a while now, girl. It's right on your timeline. So let's go ahead and move on. Let's move on. Sakamala. Kamala, y'all. Kamala. Right? Kamala, right? That's what it is, right? Because people be saying it wrong. Look, she just popped up on my email feed, girl. Let's talk about Kamala. Y'all, first of all, the negative shit. So Amanda Seales has been getting in Kamala Harris's ass about just some of the things that she said and done that do not seem to coincide with pro-blackness. Okay. Let's see. This is not activism. It is active ignorance. We are all tired, but we are still trying to win an election. A little from you would be great. How about posting about Project 2025 or Trump would be nice to ease off Kamala some, because at this point it just sounds like a lot of noise. I'm sure you're right about some of it, but sis, this is not the time. She is all we have. So this is what somebody wrote to Amanda. Amanda responded, how about you pay attention before having the unmitigated gall to tell me what I should be doing? I've been posting about Project 2025 and Trump. I am shocked at how you folks fix your fingers to type such foolery, and yet you think you're going to save yourself. You will not, and I'll be damned if I think people like you are going to save me. My egg and YouTube are a full archive of info and perspectives. Hopefully y'all will take the time to pursue and learn. Peruse and learn. So I'm going to say this about Amanda, and then we'll move on to Swae Lee. So I agree with Amanda when it comes to the things that she is saying when she critiques Kamala. But I also feel like the place that we're in right now, I feel like this is a conversation for after the election. Amanda, we're saying you're right, but this is not the time to be divisive, because we just want to make sure that oh boy doesn't get back in. That's all. Like, everybody just wants to make sure that oh boy doesn't get back in, because essentially it's like one thing at a time. That's all. I think everybody just kind of feels like, girl, one thing at a time. Let's just get past this first hurdle of dealing with the dictator that's telling everybody that they only have to vote one more time and they'll never have to vote again. Girl, what the fuck is going on? Let's focus on this first. And then we can get into, shit that Kamala either doesn't believe but says because she doesn't want to piss off everybody. Because I do believe that there's a politicking that happens, right? I understand this personally from being a person that has been around politicians. I've been involved in I've been involved in so much considering politics. I know politicians. My daddy used to help people win elections. I know about politics and what it takes. It's a lot of energy from people to be giving themselves all over the place to everybody looking to them. It's a lot. But also, if you are trying to accomplish a goal, sometimes you can't say exactly how you feel. You can't say, of course, this shit is racist, bitch. Why do you think they think I fucked to get my way here? Like, of course, this shit is racist. The fuck? Of course it is. But I gotta say what I gotta say, because still it's 250,000 white people in this country in comparison to the 40 some odd. Million, 240 million. It's 250 million white people in this country, and it's 45 million black people. And I have to make sure that in order for me to win this shit for us, that I also don't alienate all of them. Like, that you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like a lot of times when politicians say things that piss us off and that kind of disappoint us at certain moments, it's because we're expecting them to have like this truth. And the truth of the matter is you can't be truthful with everybody. Politicians are trying to get the vote of everybody, which means they have to be able to cover their bases. They have to be able to talk to different constituents. They have to be able to make themselves charismatic to a bunch of groups of different people. That's why Kamala being biracial is not a bad thing in any sense of the word, because it makes her not only a woman of color as it pertains to having a Jamaican Black father, but also now you have the perspective of someone who has an Indian mother. And believe it or not, Indians make the most money in the world. If you pay attention to the numbers, they make the most money. Like, their demographic of people makes, you know what I'm saying, makes up for a lot of commerce in the world. Like, I don't know if anybody's paying attention. It is not smart for her to cut off one side of herself to appease Black people. And I feel like on some level, people were, you know, saying that shit. Oh, now she Black, she not Indian. That's shit that Candace said. Girl, shut the fuck up. The lady has always been both. She will always be both. She will always have to represent for both. And just that duality, I think, makes her really a great candidate to be able to touch as many different people as she can, which is what we need right now, while also marrying into a white Jewish family. Hallelujah. Okay. Listen, at the end of the day, we just want to be able to vote again in another 4 years. Can we just, girl, it's so much going on. But Kamala is doing really good regardless to the negative things that people have to say. Where is Swae Lee? Because Swae Lee said some shit too. And I was like, who asked you? Who asked you, Swae Lee? Who the fuck are you? What did you make? One good song? I'm so tired of rappers thinking that they should use what little influence they actually have to inform young Black men ignorantly, because that's really who they inform, y'all. And some young Black women, I'm sure, but I feel like mostly young Black men are the ones that are possibly, you know, susceptible to listening to somebody like Swae Lee, somebody like Waka Flocka about who they should fucking vote for. When the truth of the matter is, you can't listen to these rappers about who you should vote for a lot of the times, because they have charges and they have cases that need expunging. And Trump has been offering those out, basically selling them since he got into office the first time. He's been selling get out of jail free cards to people, expunging records. Probably sometimes, you know, introducing them to the right people for whatever they need to do. You never know what type of hand washing is being done. But please don't think that those people ever have your real best interest at mind. Niggas that barely read, don't even read their own lyrics. God damn it. But
I want to bring the
said, do not vote for Kamala. Do your research on that whole camp. Y'all better pay attention. And there's a lot more.
Conversation back to the broken criminal justice system that is disproportionately negatively impacting Black and brown people all across this country today. Now, Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana.
Okay, so you know, yeah, we can go back. We can go back to 2019 and pull some shit that y'all didn't use. But I want to be clear about this. Kamala Harris, as the district attorney of California, did not sit in front of every fucking folder in every case and decide, I'm going to send this nigga to jail today. Stamp. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. There are laws put in place. And if people get caught up in those laws, they sometimes get put in jail, not because of Kamala, but because other people that are in her office. It's not just her. There are other lawyers under her. Only 45 went to prison. Girl.
She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence.
And listen. Like the Republicans that wanna allow for, you know, stop for search shit. that want to allow police officers to not have to be held accountable if they kill someone on the job, which is fucking insane. They be killing people out of mere aggravation, annoyance, and anger. And you feel like they should get immunity? That's what Trump wants to do. But we're going to argue about some old ass shit from 2019. Swae Lee. I pay over millions in tax dollars every year. This man sent it to a whole nother country. Those little dollars that come off your checks, they gave it away. Think about that shit. Sir, they all do that. That is how this works. Every president is sending money to other countries. What do you think was happening when Trump was over there bumping titties with Vladimir Putin and them? What you think was going on? I'm not voting. Look, the young black girl that doesn't know anything. I'm not voting for her. She's part of the problem in the world. Hell, she probably convinced Biden to take away our stimulus checks. Don't know how you got the checks. Don't know where they came from. just yelling out shit into the abyss. Girl. Congress gave you those checks. How many times we got to tell y'all that Trump actually delayed us getting the checks because he wanted his name on them? What are you talking about? Congress gave you the checks. Oh my God. I'm not about to continue this. He put out a lot of misinformation, basically. The money we sent away, every American citizen could have got minimal 200 grand. Think about that. Like, oh, so you think that's what Trump is going to do? Oh my God. You better go look at the things Trump did for blacks. He's actually done more than Biden, and 80% of others, the media portrays it. Oh my God. Oh my God. I need you to go pull them up. I hate this. You Google it for me. You Google it for me and tell me specifically what Trump did for black people. I would really love to find out. If it's a stimulus check, bitch, please shut the fuck up. Everybody got those. It was a global pandemic, girl. I don't know what you want us to do. Like,
remember when you asked me why I didn't vote for Kamala Harris and how could I be so anti-black woman? Let me show you.
She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as
girl, are y'all using like
cheap labor for the state of California? And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
She actually did I feel like I read that she actually did a lot to overturn a lot of the fucked up stuff that they were doing in California before she got into her seat. To me, holding someone responsible for how a whole system was taking place is weird to me. But if you think Trump is better, Mr. Lock up the kids, put them in jail. They did it. Them niggas did it. If you think that's better, okay, girl. Like, okay, girl. I just can't, y'all. I just can't. It's a lot of misinformation. Elon Musk called out after white dudes for Harris Twitter page gets deleted after raising $2 million for Kamala's called election interference. Y'all, not white dudes for Harris. It's been funny watching all of the different groups. Gay people for Harris, child, LGBTQ for Harris, black women for Harris, black men for Harris, child, white dudes for Harris, girl. It's been cute. Not them suspending the account. I feel like they suspended my account on some stupid shit too. Y'all know I've never been able to get my BondyBlue account back for whatever reason. I can't even go in and try to pay for the shit so that they'll give me my account back. They won't let me. But they raising 2 million, 4 million, like people raising money for Kamala. It looks like, it's giving what it's supposed to give. And I'm excited about it. I think it's a good thing. I don't think we have many good choices in this situation. And so this seems like, a good spot to be in comparison to the girl. It was looking dark around here. It was giving darknesses.
And Harris.
Oh, they got JD Vance on recording admitting that Kamala is a problem for the Trump campaign. Bitch, we already know. Once they had to go and pluck your ass up out of obscurity, who didn't even like Trump, and now you his VP, sir.
All of us were hit with a little bit of a political sucker punch. The bad news is that Kamala Harris does not have the same baggage as Joe Biden because whatever we might say, Kamala Harris is a lot younger, and Kamala Harris is obviously not struggling in the same ways that Joe Biden did.
So that's what he said. I don't know why this is news for them to be honest about the fact that we can already see. And then Trump didn't know how old she was.
Candid comments there, and they may just be an accurate assessment of how much Biden dropping out of the race has shaken things up, truly. But compare what you heard from Senator Vance there to what former President Donald Trump said publicly just a few moments ago on Fox.
I think she's a worse candidate than him. She's far more radical left. She is younger. I mean, she's 60 years old. A lot of people, I didn't realize she was 60. I thought she was a little younger.
Joining me now is the reporter who broke this story, Isaac Arnsdorf, who is the national
child. It's hilarious to me the shit that they. Sir, you're scared. You're shaking in your little space boots, aren't you? Chaz. Anyway, y'all, we're gonna take a quick little break, and when we come back, we're gonna get into more of what's on the blogs.
Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you said, anywhere.
Okay, so I wanted to come back to the Swae Lee conversation because I forgot that quick about what his ex, India Royale, had to say when she saw his tweets online. She said, talking about some damn money when officers are shooting us down in the streets every day while the other candidate wants immunity for those same thugs is insane.
I want to bring
hold up. Was that the one? Was that her? Hold up, y'all, because there's another one. Y'all know I just be saving stories. Hold up. Okay. Swae Lee urges fans do not vote for and brings up his ex. Okay, so the social media users was bringing up his ex. Okay, sorry, y'all. Wrong thing. Here we go. This is the one I was looking to read, but I couldn't really find it. Men really might want to be careful of that Kamala locked up the homies narrative because her focus was literally sexual abusers, domestic violence abusers. Y'all might want to shut that shit up before we get to asking the real questions. Okay, so somebody, not his ex, but somebody said that and brought up that he abused his ex-girlfriend, Marlisa. I'm thinking that's how you pronounce that, child. Marlicia Ortiz. Okay. So Alma Suno was getting in Swae Lee's ass. Whoever Alma Sulo is, girl, I don't know. Okay, Jamisha Kansor, Hurricane Hunter. All right, but she said, "Keep talking, little ugly, and I'ma expose more of what I know, Clarence. Stop suppressing the fucking vote, and we won't have to drum up your fucking past. Nobody asked your goofy ass to say shit about this election. You got an agenda, and the people who you influence should have a clear picture of who you are and what you stand for. I keep telling you, stupid ass industry, that you not Kanye. You will never be Ye, and you don't have the money to play with white fucking supremacy. You sold your soul for a few dollars, but you not gonna sell out my community to keep them dollars coming in. Find you a new okay, listen. All I know is shout out to Alma. Shout out to Alma. She said what needed to be said. Girl, get him together. Okay, get him together. All right, because I know they got some stories on him. Moving on to other criminals that won't leave us alone. Tory Lanez driver finally provides witness statement, all after the fact, as if it fucking matters. Jaquan Smith, okay, on 2020. This is what is the basis of the above cited proceeding. I was the driver and bodyguard of Mr. Daystar Peterson, who is better known as Tory Lanez, in July of 2020. Mr. Peterson has been known to me for 7 years. At the time of the incident, I had worked for Mr. Peterson for 3 years. He has not only been my employer, but I also consider him to be a close personal friend. So we supposed to believe what this nigga friend say after he decided not to be called to the witness stand during the actual trial? Okay. On July 12th, 2020, I was asked to drive Mr. Peterson to the home of Kylie Jenner, where Miss Megan Pete and Kelsey Harris were present. Mr. Peterson was at Miss Jenner's home for approximately 2 hours when I received a call to come pick up Miss Pete and Miss Harris. Miss Pete, Miss Harris, and myself left Miss Jenner's home, but I was asked by Miss Pete to return because she stated that she forgotten a shoe. When we arrived at Miss Jenner's home at the time, Miss Harris stayed in the car while Miss Pete exited. Miss Pete did not enter the home at this time as she went around the back to the pool area where Mr. Peterson was located. Both Miss Pete and Mr. Peterson returned to the car after a few minutes. Miss Pete was bickering, but I am unsure of the exact words she was saying. Why you don't remember the words? You was the fuck? You heard words. You don't know what the words meant. She seemed upset. The four of us left Miss Jenner's residence. As I began to drive, Miss Pete started to fight with Mr. Peterson. They were going back and forth. I remember Mr. Peterson saying Miss Pete that he was going to tell Miss Harris what was going on. Now you know what people were saying. Okay. I do not remember which street we were on, but Miss Pete asked me to stop the vehicle. I did as she asked. And Miss Pete went to sit on a nearby bus stop. Mr. Peterson went and spoke with Miss Pete. After about 2 minutes, they returned to the car and I began driving again. Miss Pete started the argument again, and Miss Harris asked what was going on. Mr. Peterson told her that he and Miss Pete had been dating and intimate. Miss Harris was upset by this, as she and Mr. Peterson had been dating in the same manner prior to any relationship with Miss Pete. Miss Pete and Miss Harris began fighting. I feel like he knows a lot about that, but you don't know what was being said when Meg was coming back to the car. To me, this is just more of, y'all pushing that whole, oh, she was cheating. Girl, who fucking cares? Who shot her? This is about who shot her. Why is this portion of the conversation even relevant? And why is it being released to the blogs? Because Daystar got an album or a song coming out that he wants y'all to support? I pulled over to stop them. Miss Pete and Miss Harris both got out of the vehicle and continued to fight, both verbally and physically. I broke up this fight and was pulling Miss Pete toward the back of the car. I saw Miss Harris with a gun in her hand. So okay. Mr. Peterson ran from behind Miss Pete and myself toward Miss Harris. Mr. Peterson and Miss Harris began struggling as Mr. Peterson tried to unarm Miss Harris. I was still pulling Miss Pete and did not see who shot the weapon. I was lucky I was not harmed, and in my opinion, Miss Pete was also fortunate. Even though she got fucking shot, she was fortunate. I think that's very interesting for you to say. The whole incident happened so quickly within just a couple of minutes. I wanted to present the evidence during Mr. Peterson's trial, but was prevented from doing so as the district attorney was not ready to cross-examine me, and later they did not call me due to the holidays and the court schedule. I believe I should have been allowed to present this evidence at trial. This is bullshit. I don't believe this at all. I don't believe this at all, y'all. I'm so sorry. And I don't believe it for a number of reasons. I remember listening to the 911 call where the shooting occurred. It was 5 consecutive shots. How the fuck y'all was fighting over a gun for 5 consecutive shots? And why were you not shot, Mr. Security Guard? She was shot in the fucking foot. Why weren't you shot as well? If these shots were just randomly being fired off in no particular, direction, if you were pulling her away, why were you not also shot? And how dare you say that she was lucky? And then the fact that you said she kept starting the fight and her and Kelsey was fighting. And let's take it back to Daystar being on the phone saying that he was sorry for what happened. Tell Meg I'm sorry for what happened. Never did he say anything about fighting with Kelsey. Never did he say anything about having an issue with Kelsey during the phone conversation that we heard once all of the evidence was released. I think it's very interesting for a bodyguard that's his friend to now come out after it's all said and done, after appeals have been denied. Now you want to come back with this information as his friend and tell us exactly the story that they're trying to put out there, but that he would not say when the trial happened. Why did Tory never say this, y'all? Can somebody tell me why Tory never said this? Because there's so many of y'all that believe this story, but I have yet to hear y'all tell me, why didn't he say this in his defense? Why didn't he get on the stand and say, I was trying to stop her friend from shooting her? Why not? Wouldn't that have absolved him from the very beginning? Why not just come out and say, why not just come out and say that? Like, Kim, thank you for the super chat. He said all that to say he didn't see who pulled the trigger. So what was the point of all of this? That's why they didn't call him. The point is to continue this rhetoric to demonize Meg. Because if you demonize Meg and make her seem like the hoe that fucked on her friend's man, then I guess shooting her seems plausible to everybody. The fuck wrong with y'all? Chocolate Doll, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Boo, the members live was really good yesterday and Scrappy got that girl pregnant. Thank you so much. I'm glad. I was wondering. I had a lot going on. Lady T, thank you for the super chat. Morning, love. The magic sound you have makes me laugh out loud at work. Well, I'm glad. Okay. Thank you, Energy, for becoming a member. I appreciate you, love. Only one Adrian, thank you for the super chat. My granddad had an outside child that was my mom's best friend that lived down the street. My grandmama always bought them boat dolls and toys when the girls visited because she knew that was her man's baby. Girl. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Funny and crazy at the same time. It cracks me up when people say that K did and T, but no one can prove T good deeds. I'm not a fan of K, but also a lot of misinformation has been debunked. Yes, that's absolutely true. I think you're talking about Kamala and Trump. Okay, yeah. Read those. Okay, thank y'all for the super chats. I appreciate y'all. So apparently Kelsey was trending after all of this was said, and people were saying, lock up Kelsey. As I have always said, Tory Lanez did not shoot Megan. It was Kelsey. Free Tory Lanez. And all of you protect Black women people should realize that is exactly what Tory was doing and suffered for. This account lines up with eyewitness testimony too. We been knew Kelsey shot Megan. Nobody wanted to fucking listen. Everybody was so hell-bent seeing a Black man go to jail and then fake ass protect Black women shit. Y'all, this is Black women saying this. So Tory Lanez went to jail because he didn't want to just say Kelsey did it.
It was an argument because
Megan is a liar. She said she didn't put her hands on anybody, but the witness that was there said Megan and Kelsey was both verbally and physically fighting. How you end up with a knot? How is Kelsey? Well, she said that he was hitting her. Kelsey also said in her original statement that he stumped her. And I want to know what eyewitness y'all are talking about. Somebody said the driver said Kelsey and Tory were wrestling over the gun. He didn't see who shot Meg. How did everyone who wasn't there decide it was Kelsey? We are adults. Reading comprehension shouldn't be this poor. There's no reason we see literal words on a paper and determine our own narratives. Words mean things. I don't entertain Tory Lanez fans because they told us Megan was never shot with the same passion that they have about Kelsey being the shooter. The truth came out in a court of law already. The court of public opinion won't overturn that conviction. Shout out to Riley Freeman. Trillery Blinton, okay? Shout out to her. I don't even have to argue with you, motherfucker. She said it, okay? It happened in a court of law. This is what they said in a court of law. It's not about to be overturned. Get over it, bitch. Send Santana. This is so dramatic. This is so dramatic. What else? I don't even know what I'm listening to, but I don't need to listen to it. Oh my god. She's pregnant. What else? Yes, this is so beautiful. Congratulations. Who's the daddy? Who's the papi? Girl, it's so slow. I'm trying to see if there's anything else going on. Because they was like, you know, she's engaged too. I'm like, oh, okay, because we see the ring on her finger. Is that how we know she's engaged? Girl, this is going by too slow. Let's go to Sin's page. Hold up. Okay, so Sin. Okay, cute. All right, Sin. Congratulations, Sin. Okay, baby number 2. Hopefully is, you know, by a better nigga than Joseph. So she not posting the engaged dude. Okay, he ain't in none of these posts. But she pregnant, girl. Let me see. Was that a pin? Reporting live. When was this? June 19th. Girl, this was June 19th. Girl, they be saving shit. Cause she pregnant as fuck right here. Nuh-uh. They be saving shit to post. They be saving shit to post. That's what that is, girl. That was all the way in me. Oh yeah, Miss Mamas was pregnant right here. Yeah, Miss Mamas is pregnant right here. You can see it. And you can see, look, when the filter not on her face, you can see it. Congratulations to Sin. Girl, why is it always like it's always like by who? Every time somebody get pregnant these days, girl, it's by who? But you know why? Because it don't matter. That's why. Because it don't matter. Who cares? Who cares who the daddy is? I do want to know, especially because she's engaged. But outside of that, girl, it don't even matter what the daddy is, girl. It don't even matter. It don't even really matter. Okay. Let's move on. Let's go ahead and get into what happened with Quavo. Okay, so apparently Quavo was called out, girl. Where is that? Hold up. That's not the one neither. Bitch. Okay, here you go. Quavo was called out for running off with $300,000 deposit after creators of Catching Predators paid him to guest appear on their show. Black people thing. Is that what they said? Is that Myron from Fresh and Fit? That is that weird little okay, little cum booger.
So Quavo is not coming. I can. He's done. He's not coming. He took our deposit, right? Yeah. Yep, of course. No, black people thing, but so.
Wow, that's racist as fuck. Honestly, he shouldn't have gone on your show if that's some shit you would say in front of cameras. And this is the show, right? And the game was on this one. And this is the funny thing about this one. I saved this one because I was like, nobody should be watching this show because it has no integrity. First of all, you have a racist running your show because why the fuck would you even say something like that on camera? You're a blatant racist. And then you have the game who has been accused and convicted of assaulting a woman on To Catch a Predator. Girl, what? Girl, what? And Myron just shaking his fucking head. I mean, y'all know Myron is not black, right? Y'all know that, right? Y'all know he's another brown ethnicity. Child, I don't fucking know. I don't care. But whoever is running Catching a Predator, whoever this guy is, yeah, I don't think he should have a show. I don't think he should be in charge of that show anymore. Cause I'm trying to figure out, like, is it real? Because if y'all are getting rappers and motherfuckers from YouTube, like, it just kind of makes me feel like y'all might be setting people up and it may not even be that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would not trust that predators were predators. I wouldn't trust anything that was happening on this show with this type of nonsense taking place. It's okay. Hold on. That's John Zerka, who was openly flirting with 14-year-old girls but he's on Catching Predator. See, that's what I didn't I just say? Didn't I just say I wouldn't trust the integrity of this show at all because of the things I'm seeing here? Right, like Peter Guns on cheaters. Exactly. Like predators looking for other predators. Come holler at us, girl. Or the cheated on getting cheated on, girl. Listen, with Tammy, it works. This shit, I can't and I won't. So disrespectful. Quavo made a good decision. Honestly, if he could keep the deposit, I would keep the deposit too. Fuck them. Oh, I stole from you, ho? Well, I guess it's stolen. Just like y'all like to steal land and people, it's stolen.
Making that movie, I auditioned for Save the Last Dance. So that was my second film. Was like a big, huge Hollywood tent pole, like, you know, at that time, such a big fancy story.
You know, I used to ask myself, like, you know, you go through the stages of comparison early on in a career, right? Because the grass is always greener over there. And I'm like, oh my God, man, like, you know, if I could have his career. I used to be so envious.
Who would you do that to? Who did you compare?
I mean, I did it to what's his name that starred in Save the Last Dance? What's his name?
Sean Patrick Thomas.
Sean Patrick Thomas. Yeah, Sean Patrick Thomas. Because you got to think, like, in the earlier days, you know, Sean Patrick Thomas, Derek Luke, you know, Columbus Short. These were the guys that were like really just at the forefront of, like, you know, our culture and the new momentum or the new wave of who was coming. And as a comedian, I wasn't getting the opportunity to audition, or I wasn't getting in front of the right people. And I was like, oh my God, man, if I could only have the chances, or if I could only do. And I was just envious. So when you bring up Save the Last Dance, it just makes me think of that time and how amazing, you know, Sean, who I know I've met and, you know, throughout the years, developed a great relationship with. But during that time, I was like, man, these movies are so great. And he's like, how, like, what, how, when? It was
so impossible. When you're on the outside of that circle you want to be in, it feels so impossible.
It does. But then it becomes possible.
Was making that movie.
So I wanted to play that for you guys for two reasons. But one, to focus on the fact that comparison is the killer of peace and joy. Okay. And I know it's so hard. I do it to myself. And sometimes when I'm speaking to myself, I'm saying shit to y'all. I'm talking to me. Okay. So I'm talking to y'all right now. But I'm also talking to me. At the end of the day, what Kevin is saying here is he would compare himself to other people, not realizing the path that he was going to take was going to make him even bigger than some of those people. But he was still at that time comparing himself to other actors who were doing more serious, gratifying work. And he was only doing like those, you know, made for DVD, chitlin circuit, stupid fucking movies that, you know, nobody really watches now. They're not even cult classics anymore. You know what I'm saying? They used to make those cheap movies back in the day, like Soul Plane might have been the last of the cult classics of those, you know, straight to DVD movies and shit. But, yeah, my stomach is growling because I have not eaten anything. Don't judge me. But I feel like, for one, you know, you can always take inspiration even from assholes like Kevin. Okay. You know, message, first of all. Don't worry about what other people have going on. What's for you is for you. Focus on what you bring. Focus on what you do. Focus on how your talent shows up, how your passions show up, how you handle things, what feels good to you exclusively, and really try to cut everybody else out of that process, especially when you're creative. That was for somebody. But then also, as I was talking about at the beginning of this live, I need y'all to go back and watch The Real Housewives of Hollywood and pay attention to how much Kevin was basically telling on himself. And a lot of the people on the show were basically like telling on themselves with the realities of life, right? One of the things I told y'all about was Tisha Campbell Martin and Dwayne Martin and how their relationship was on Real Housewives of Hollywood. She's bringing in the money. He's using her like a workhorse, and then he's like hustling away the money on get rich quick schemes. And I feel like a lot of that is true. That Tisha was working her ass off while Dwayne was like, being the fun guy and resting on his laurels and shit. And now he didn't went and found him a baby Tisha, to try to, I guess, work off her too. Girl, listen, all I know is it absolutely, to me, seems so true. Okay. I do need to add that clip of Keenan Ivory Wayans. Keenan Ivory Wayans was actually on one of the episodes I just finished watching. It was season 2, and I was really watching it for Erica Ash, y'all. R.I.P. to Erica Ash, who was his wife Bridget on the show, and she passed away. And so I wanted to go and rewatch it, and I was like, this shit is like The Simpsons. A lot of it has come true. Like a lot of the things, like for instance, there was a scene where he and what's his nigga name? Chris Rock. Also, like, Chris Rock's such an asshole. Chris Rock would tell y'all he's white famous and y'all are black famous, like making a differentiation between black and white people. And it's true, don't get me wrong, but it also lets you know the mindset that Chris has about his blackness sometimes as a, this makes me the funny guy that I am, but also it's kind of a negative, you know what I'm saying? It's the prelude to real success, which is whiteness. Yes, y'all, Erica Ash passed away on the 28th, I believe, 2 days ago. So God rest her soul. She was suffering with cancer, and so I wanted to go and watch things with her. I'm probably gonna go and rewatch In Contempt as well. I really enjoyed her, and I'm really just so saddened by it. But Kevin Hart and Chris Rock were talking about doing the comedy show on Real House Husbands of Hollywood. They ended up really doing that comedy show in real life. It was so many things, but really specifically, if you pay attention to the way Kevin acts, always trying to be on, like trying to outdo everybody, always seeing himself in competition with everybody, being very egotistical, being very coochie hungry, like honestly, no respect for women whatsoever. Like if y'all watch this, Kevin is either trying to fuck somebody, chasing somebody, calling somebody ugly, like there is no real respect for women coming from Kevin on that show. And I feel like that low-key showcases how he really feels versus what he shows to everybody else. And then the way he treats his friends, right? So he had there was a moment where he's trying to keep his assistant back so his assistant won't, I guess, move forward in his career. You know what I'm saying? And so then that made me think about JT Jackson. Y'all know we recently talked about JT Jackson, Kevin Hart's friend, who he accused of extortion. Come to find out, it was all lies. JT did not extort him. Y'all know he also tried to accuse Tasha K of extortion. That I believe that was thrown out as well. Kevin is so hyper focused on how he looks to other people and being better than everybody. I really feel like that's a short nigga complex. It's so sad. You know what I'm saying? It's so sad. It's so sad, y'all. But I want y'all to go check out Real House Husbands of Hollywood because that shit was crazy to kind of watch back. And just see like how, ahead of its time it really was and how it was telling us shit and we wasn't paying attention to it. So y'all should check that out. Chris Rock should have been slapped a long time ago, especially when he begged Jerry Seinfeld to say the N-word with his coon. Oh yeah. Since Ben, trust me, I remember. So y'all, let's get into it. So as we know, more and more seems to be coming out about Diddy every day. All right. So let's read what the Neighborhood Talk is saying about what has recently come out in a never before seen memoir from Kim Porter. So if you can recall, Kim was said to have been working on the tell-all before she died. There have been many conspiracies surrounding her death, and many believe that she may have been murdered due to what was in the book. Well, a very close source to Kim gave Radar Online access to a flash drive they say belonged to her. It contained a 40-page document that has some unsurprising claims about Diddy, considering what we've learned about him in recent months. One of the chapters detail how jealous Diddy allegedly was when it came to Kim. He allegedly beat her so bad with a chair that she had to be hospitalized. It all started because he was upset that someone had sent her flowers. The document describes Kim as being surprised because she thought they were from Diddy. He threw the attached card at me, the document states. I picked it up to read it. He slapped me so hard, I hit the ground. Sean yelled, "Who the fuck were you with the other night?" I looked down at the card that was lying next to me and it read, "The other night was amazing. We must do it again." "You don't touch anyone unless I allow it," Diddy allegedly exclaimed. Kim explained she met with someone to discuss the possibility of her being in a movie. She says Diddy hit her with a chair and she blacked out before waking up in a hospital with her arm in a sling and her face bruised. She says Diddy apologized and told her he'd never hurt her again and to tell everyone that she was in an accident. She says Diddy was a kingpin and she wasn't cast for any movies because the producer allegedly died of pneumonia, the same thing Kim would later die from. They split in 2007. Kim died in 2018. So this is all conjecture. We don't know if this is true because we don't know if this document that's supposed to be Kim Porter's book actually came from her. We don't know. Okay. We don't know. But it damn sure sounds like something that he would have done in that exact same situation. We've heard of him. I think she might have stabbed him in the hand or something like that one time because of something he did to her first. Cassie is supposed to have a flash drive too. Oh, child. Well, listen, whenever they decide to really have someone reputable put it out, I feel like it's going to be a page turner, damn it. Broke a chair on her, y'all. If some, like, for a man, like, y'all, it's crazy. Hold up. Let me read it, y'all. I'm going to read it to y'all because I can see it clearer on here. Sean yelled, "No. So who the fuck are they from?" I was bewildered and told him, honestly, I don't know. Probably just a fan. He threw the attached card at me. I picked it up to read it. He slapped me so hard I hit the ground. Sean yelled, "Who the fuck were you with the other night?" I looked down at the card that was lying on the ground next to me and it read, "The other night was amazing. We must do it again." I tried to explain. Sean, he threw the flowers at me. That's not how this works. You have my child. You don't touch anyone unless I allow it. I pleaded with him. Sean, please. He yelled at me. What? I tried my best to calm him down. He probably didn't know it didn't come up. He probably didn't know it didn't come up. You're publicly dating someone else. So he screamed at me and it somehow seemed even more intense. So you didn't tell him back off? Sean, I didn't. And then out of nowhere, he hit me with the chair. I don't remember anything after that until I woke up in the hospital room. My arm was in a cast hanging from a sling. My face hurt. My eyebrow was in immense pain, as was my lip. As I came to, the first face I saw was of the man that put me here. I understand you're angry. I glared at him as I cut him off. I'm serious, Sean. He spoke blandly with no energy. And tell them what? That you had a car accident? They'll pity you. That you hit your head? He was going to make me look crazy. They were going to believe him. He was a kingpin. You're a fucking bastard. Sean spent the next 6 months helping me heal, working his way back into my life and into my bed. I was so damn stupid. And of course, I wasn't cast for either movie. From what I understand, the producer died of pneumonia. And that's what was said in the little snippet that was given. But, oh, Lord, it definitely sounds like some shit he wanted to do. It definitely sounds like similar stories to what we heard with Cassie, throwing things at her. You know what I'm saying? Feeling like you dictate who those women sleep with, all of that shit. Y'all, I don't understand how people can automatically jump to feeling like he needs to be forgiven before even knowing half of this shit. You don't even know half of this shit, and you feel like you should be forgiving somebody. And look at all of the terrible things that they were willing to do with no conscience whatsoever, like broke a chair over that lady's back. Are you insane? You're insane, my nigga. That's crazy. Anyway, y'all, I think that is it. I think that is all I have for you. Okay. Yes. Come on. Hour 30. I thank everybody for coming through today. Okay. Thank you, Serena, for becoming a member. I appreciate you, love. Thank you, J Jersey Girl, for the super chat. I ain't going to prison for no one. I am singing like a canary. I know that's right. Thank you. DeQuasia, thank you. I enjoyed the panel last night. It was very informative and dope to listen to. Oh, great. Thank you. Once again, y'all check out the panel from yesterday. You Think You Grown. Okay. We basically featuring the documentary. It'll be out in New York at the Apollo Theater, August 12th, 12 p.m. Y'all can check that out. But also please check out the panel and the conversation that we had. It was a really great one. Thank y'all so much for coming through today. I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all have a good rest of y'all day. Okay, sprinkle. Okay, some magic in your life, ho. All right. I love y'all. I hope y'all have a good one, and I'll see y'all